I'm not going to lie, these things are taking over my life at the minute. Hello everyone, welcome to vlog number 14. My name's Matthew and I have a tiny whoop addiction. Honestly mate, these things are just so addictive. Everything I'm thinking about at the minute to do with FPVs, like tiny whoops, I'm really enjoying it. I've just done my first thing of IGO. It's not the proper season at the minute, it's the what's it called, the training grounds. It's kind of like easier sort of stuff to get you used to making the content and actually getting out and flying your whoops. So the last video out was the Felly stick video, that's the one. Just the little stick ends for the Radio Master Pocket. These are now permanent fixture on my radio. I'm really enjoying them, I do like them. As usual, I'll put links wherever they go to, wherever they're doing. Yeah, IGO, just done my IGO submission. I've created a little playlist on my channel for all my IGO stuff, just so, you know, next year if I do it again, I can look back and see how I've improved and where I went wrong and stuff like that. But yeah, everything's sort of focused around tiny whoops at the minute. I've just got some more canopies printing on there. I had been using these, because obviously I've got the Beta FPV 75 and 65. I've been using these canopies, but the camera angle's too high, and then when you sort of try to adjust it to make it lower, it's still like too high for me anyway. So I printed these. These are the, what they're called, I think the Vision 40 canopies. I've adjusted them slightly to fit my cameras, but I do like these because they are a lot more durable. I've got one on me 75 there. I had to alter that foot slightly and all there because the antenna for the VTX is under that foot. I know you can't see very well. The antenna's under that foot, so I had to alter that slightly to keep the antenna down. But speaking of Air 65, I don't know if you could see there, obviously that one's got the top off, and it's not just waiting for the canopy. I've actually got a bit of an issue with this. Now, I've just finished filming a video on sort of a comparison between these two, the 65 and the 75, both 1S little quads, and to be honest, they're both fantastic. I really do like them, but I have done sort of like a comparison for beginners, you know, which is sort of best if you're just getting into whoops or you haven't flown them for a long time and you want to looking at these two and sort of comparison. Now that's going to be out for patrons. It should be out for patrons now anyway, and then it's going to be out for everyone else Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know where I am at the minute because bank holiday weekend. My brain's that wired for my work pattern. I don't even know what day it is. I think today's Sunday. Anyway, yeah, back to the problems with this. Now, I've been braying this around the house for ages, you know, bouncing it off the walls and stuff like that. And I had one crash the other day. And again, not a particularly tough crash, but a crash nonetheless. And at the time, I was running one of these canopies. Let me see if I can just fish it out of here. One of these little TPU canopies. Now, they're very similar to the plastic ones that come with it, but they allow you to get a lot less camera angle. Now, the problem with these is, you know, you maybe tell there, as soon as you hit something on the top, there is very, very little support. So I think what's happened is when I've crashed, my camera has hit the top of the 5-in-1. Now I don't know whether or not it's damaged the receiver or something like that, because now all of a sudden I'm just getting random fail-safes. I am going to re-flash the receiver though, just in case it's a little software glitch, but I'm kind of 95% sure I've fucked it up really by crashing it, but oh well, never mind. Now, I showed you this one before. This is kind of the Franken Whoop of my 65 builds. Obviously I've got my 75 Franken Whoop, which is a little 2S outdoor sort of based. But this is the little Franken Whoop 65mm. It's basically just an old Happy Model Mobula 6 with, it used to have a D8 receiver on, but I've wired a little Express LRS receiver on, you know, the one with a little tower on the top. It's got some Happy Model 0802 25,000 kV motors on and some little Gemfan 31mm props. Now, I'm actually really tempted to get, have you seen the VCI motors? I'll put a picture on now if you haven't seen them. The little 0702, I I think they do 23,000, 27,000 and 30,000 kV ones. But there is a couple of them. There's one that have the like normal bushings, but then there's a dual ball bearing one. Now the reason I'm thinking about that is because the 65, that's got 0702 23,000 kV motors on, and I really like how this flies. This flies good, don't get me wrong, but it is a bit heavier than the 75, so again, might get the VCI motors, and then I might get rid of this all-in-one and receiver malarkey that I've cobbled together here and get an actual another 5-in-1 like what's in there, just to go in there. I might have to get another one for that anyway, so I might as well get two. But yeah, this is a little beast this with a 25,000 kV motors. I'm really enjoying how that flies. And then, you know, outside I've got more batteries on because I will be ripping about once I've finished recording this. So, plans for the rest of the week. Obviously whoops. The new iGo tricks just come out, so I'm going to try and have a bit of practice at that and get some of that done. I've got a couple of ideas for videos, to be fair. I'm still working on the AM32 one. That's kind of a work in progress. It's going to take a bit of time, that. What else was I going to do? I'm thinking about doing a little video on air mode. Now, obviously flying these indoors with air mode on, sometimes you get a tendency to, you know, if you hit something with these, air mode will make these things go crazy and sort of flip out, or, you know the sound when they get stuck to a wall with air mode trying to right them and stuff like that. Now, I stumbled across a post on, I forget what it was it on Reddit or something like that, on about having air mode on a switch. So you can, you know, when you're flying in house, you can turn air mode off. But I think there's another way to do it, really. I think there's a way to have air mode on when you're at 0 throttle, but as soon as you raise the throttle, air mode turns off. So when you're flying about in the house with raised throttle, you know, it shouldn't get stuck to the walls and shouldn't spaz out, really. So I might make that video. The second and the other video really was like a sponsorship, about sponsorship, really. Now, don't get me wrong, I am extremely lucky to be sponsored by a number of FPV companies. God only knows how, because I'm a ship pilot. I suppose if you post enough crap with their name on, they'll eventually take notice of you. Anyway, yeah, my idea for this video was, for those of you that are looking for sponsors and stuff like that, so I kind of wanted to show what sort of happens when you get sponsored, really, what your responsibilities are, what, you know, what some of the companies ask for, what they give you, you know, kind of a little look behind the curtain, really. Now, this video will be kind of sort of personal to me, because I can only go from my experience. I don't know, I have no dealings with anyone else, you know, what they get and stuff like that. So I might do that, actually, to be a quite little interesting video, just to show you some of the ins and outs and some of the stuff I get. Again, I know I'm extremely lucky and I am grateful, and I'm not going to be slagging anyone off, because I have nothing bad to say about any of my sponsors. They've all been fantastic, but I just think it'd be a good little look for you guys to sort of have a look behind the curtain and see what goes on, really. So anyway, thanks for watching this vlog. This was number 14. If you did enjoy it, please think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. There's links down in the video description to me Patreon and stuff like that. If you want to support the channel for £1 a month, you can. If not, just carry on watching and enjoy my videos. So thanks for watching. Coffee time. And we'll see you later.